there wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. You know, I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long.
Jacy Sheldon is guarding Caitlin Clark. She swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin Clark nudges her off because Jacy stays in her face. And then Tina Charles runs over and is kind of wagging her finger in Caitlin Clark's face. Of course, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant one, of course, on Jacy Sheldon.
Can you specifically detail what you mean by get control of the game, just to be in your words?
Get control of the game is call the fouls that are actually happening on the floor. Right, and consistently call the fouls that are actually happening on the floor.
Was Caitlin Clark intentionally targeted? Footage of Jacy Sheldon's knee hitting Clark in that crucial moment has fans furious. But what's being done to protect her? And why are referees silent? The stakes are even higher with the All-Star game around the corner. Stay tuned. This isn't just another injury story. Caitlin Clark isn't just one of the brightest young stars in basketball. She's become the face of a new wave in the WNBA. But with her meteoric rise has come an uncomfortable reality. She's finding herself at the center of intense, sometimes dangerous physical plays that have fans questioning if she's being unfairly targeted.
I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So they got to get control of it. They got to be better. They got to be better.
The referees are going to review the play because that's a lot of contact going on right there. That's a lot of unnecessary contact. That's a lot of non-basketball contact happening during this play.
What do you think, again, in the second half allowed you all to create some distance there, and what can you build on going into that cup final?
I thought we were physical on defense. I think that's where we lacked in the first half. I think the first half we had moments where we're up 10, we're up 8, we're up 12.
This is what they called. Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it.
The latest incident with Jacy Sheldon sent shockwaves through the league after Sheldon appeared to knee Clark directly in the groin during a heated game. While some argue it was an accident, many fans and analysts aren't buying it, calling it part of a larger pattern of physical targeting on the court. Let's talk about the footage. If you've seen the clip, it's hard to dismiss. Clark was fully engaged, focused on the play, when Sheldon's knee landed squarely. The frustration wasn't just about the move itself, but the context. Remember, Clark has already dealt with questionable plays this season. The Marina Mabrey shove comes to mind, where Clark was sent tumbling after a play that many say was more aggressive than necessary. These moments are making people wonder, is Caitlin Clark being intentionally treated with tougher, more physical defense compared to other players? Look no further than social media, where fans have been loud about this issue. Comments like, "This has to stop. Protect the players." Flood every post involving the Sheldon incident. It's not just casual fans either. Commentators and former players are joining the chorus, questioning whether the league is doing enough to enforce fair play. What's more, there's increasing frustration over how these incidents are penalized. Sheldon received a flagrant foul for her action, just like Mabrey had received a technical for the shove. When you compare these rulings to harsher penalties in leagues like the NBA, the WNBA's approach starts to look inconsistent, and even lenient. And here's what's worrying fans the most. The impact stretches beyond Clark herself. Young players idolize her. Tune in to see her rise.
It's not just this game, it's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete.
They took these referees, they were at the monitor, they looked at it for, I'm not even exaggerating, you guys, like 15 minutes. 15 minutes they are watching this play over and over. They are seeing who pushed who.
And then what did you make of Sophie Cunningham's flagrant foul on Jacy towards the end?
It was a flagrant foul.
Do you think it's like defending Caitlin or defending the team, or how do you view just how it all?
I view it as a flagrant foul.
We have now seen at this point in time, we've seen multiple eye pokes, right? We've had that happen not only with Jacy Sheldon, but also with Dejanay Carrington last season, and Dejanay Carrington has done it multiple times this season to other players.
But if the league isn't prioritizing her safety, what message does that send to the next generation of talent? And why has the league chosen silence over action? The WNBA is thriving, rising in viewership and attention, but as the league gains momentum, it faces a glaring issue. It can't afford to ignore player safety, especially when it comes to stars like Caitlin Clark. The frustration isn't just about the incidents happening on the court, like the knee-to-groin moment with Jacy Sheldon, but also about the league's silence afterward. Why hasn't there been a statement from Commissioner Cathy Engelberg? Why haven't referees been held accountable for missing or under-penalizing dangerous plays? Every time the league remains quiet, the conversation naturally shifts to whether protecting its players is taking a backseat to keeping games dramatic and intense. Let's take a step back and look at how other leagues handle similar situations. In the NBA, Commissioner Adam Silver is known for addressing high-profile events swiftly and transparently. When something goes wrong in an NBA game, you'll often see a public update, a review of officiating, and clear consequences for dangerous actions. That kind of decisive leadership builds trust with fans and players alike. Compare that with the WNBA, whose inconsistent rulings, like Jacy Sheldon's flagrant foul or Marina Mabrey's earlier technical, leave fans scratching their heads. It's impossible to build confidence when similar incidents get vastly different responses. But it's not just about penalties. Player safety is a critical part of the league's reputation. Ignoring an issue like this could hurt the WNBA's growth at a time when sponsors, new fans, and young talent are watching closely. If rising stars like Clark aren't protected, people start to question whether this is a league that values its best players. Fans are already starting to speak out online, some saying they'd rather sell their tickets than support a league where incidents like these go unanswered. The solution isn't complicated. Stricter penalties for reckless plays, more consistent officiating, and public accountability from leadership. If the WNBA doesn't address this, the All-Star Game could take on a very different tone if Clark, and players like her, can't safely take the court. This is a moment that could define the league's future. Just watch. Caitlin Clark's situation goes beyond any single foul or controversial moment. The repeated targeting of star players exposes a deeper issue for the WNBA. Will the league prioritize fairness and safety, or risk undermining its own growth? Fans are speaking out, saying enough is enough, and they're paying attention to how the league handles this. The silence from leadership creates more than frustration. It casts doubt on the league's credibility. Protecting players isn't just about the game, it's about the WNBA's future. If this pattern continues, how will fans, players, and sponsors respond? This is a turning point. Let's hope the league steps up.